I'm Ian Middleton. I'm the Green Party parliamentary candidate for Bicester and Woodstock, and I'm here today in the absolutely beautiful village of Stonesfield to meet with Green Party local councillor Genny to talk about the state of the Evenlode River and the fact that it's actually now been designated as one of the most polluted rivers in England. So we were here a few days ago, Genny, and you were telling me the history of some of this river because you've lived here for a while. So yes. How bad has it got?
Well, I've lived in the area for about 30 years, and it's a beautiful river. It's deep enough to swim in. It should be full of fish, including trout and dace and chub and roach. We were saying earlier that, as you said, you used to be able to, the river was clear. And the fish were very obvious and the weeds were very obvious, and now pretty much all we're seeing is kind of a soupy colour. Yeah, now it's brown and opaque, and it's a real shame because it's a river that should be full of life, and it should be clean and pure for the animals and the organisms that live in it. And people to play in as well. And people to play in. I mean, people have got a choice whether they go in it, but the animals that live in it don't have a choice, and we're doing this to them whilst making profits on the back of not managing our water systems properly, and that's just not cool. Because this is all, well, predominantly sewage discharges from Thames Water's sewage treatment plants. Yeah. Which I was checking some statistics earlier, and in 2019-20 there were 8,000 hours of discharge into this river from, I think, 9 different sewage plants, and in 2023 it was 12,000 hours. So it's getting worse. It's getting worse, it's increasing, and it's probably going to increase because of the amount of housing that's coming online here as well. So upstream of here is Finstock Sewage Works, which is where the sewage of Stonesfield gets treated, and there are routinely spills, as they call them. So yeah, as you say, the number of hours of sewage release, it's shocking. Well, it's deliberate discharges as far as I can tell. So how does this affect, how's the local community reacting to this? Badly, I would imagine. But... Well, we've got a group in Stonesfield, the Sustainable Stonesfield group, and they are measuring the nitrate and phosphate levels and testing for E. coli, and also looking at the waterflies in the river. So looking at how that's changing over time as well. So those are good indicators for levels of sewage pollution and how badly the river's affected. Because Earthwatch were doing some monitoring here for a while, weren't they? It's part of that, right. Yeah. But it's monitoring. There's very little you can actually do as a private individual to affect the sewage entering the rivers. It has to be done at government level, and there needs to be done something fairly soon. Well, it just goes to show how connected everything is, I guess. I mean, even down to the point where humans want to play here, and you know, obviously want to be able to get. I mean, there's problems with dogs as well, isn't there? You were saying the other day that dogs playing in the water end up having to go to the vets. Yeah, and so don't let your dogs in the river. That's just crazy, isn't it? I know. So they'll pick up infections and become ill. But the children who have a duck race here for the scouts to raise funds, not allowed in the river to pick up the ducks. It's really basic kind of things in your childhood that just can't happen now, which is such a shame. So it needs fixing. Needs fixing. And the Greens would have got a plan to fix it. We would bring all the utilities back into public ownership, particularly water and energy. These are companies that have been privatised now for decades, have invested virtually nothing in their infrastructure, have mostly pocketed the money, given billions to shareholders, and left the communities facing filth in their rivers.
with greens it says what it is on the tin. We don't want sewage in the water, and we would stop it in any way we can. So we've just had a bit of a wander around this absolutely beautiful countryside around here and looked at some more parts of the river, and unfortunately they're all as bad as this one. But it's been great to be here and speak to Genny and get some really good local knowledge about what's been going on here. So it just remains to say thank you, Genny, and I think the people of Stonesfield are very lucky to have you as a councillor.
That's very kind. Thanks a lot, Ian.
Thank you.